What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Stock Advantage. My name is Darren, and today I'm going to give a quick weekly update on SNDL or Sundial growers. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, guys, so two things I'm going to cover today. First off is going to be last week's performance. Thank the Lord it wasn't a train wreck. And then I'm going to also talk about what to expect this week. So first off, let's talk about the last week's performance. You can see here, SNDL actually had a pretty solid week, had lows of $1.09 per share, and then hit highs of $1.47, and then by the time the bell closed on Friday, it finished up at $1.41 per share. So had a nice gain last week, but we don't want to look at it just in a vacuum, right? So how did it compare to the other cannabis stocks? So if you look at Tilray, they were up 24%. Tilray was up 24% last week. ACB was up 13% last week. And then Afria was also up 23% last week. So it wasn't just SNDL. SNDL didn't have any major news that came out last week. Nothing groundbreaking. Overall, what you saw was a recovery of the market, the broader market, as well as a recovery of the cannabis sector. A couple good things from last week is their volume was up. They did see some good volume days in the 300 million range, but they averaged 250 or better for the week every day, which is a great sign. It had started to fall off a little bit there. The other thing I want to look at is it's back. The price is back where they had some previous support in this $1.40 range here over the last couple weeks. So that's a good sign. We'll talk a little bit more about going forward, but it did kind of get back into something where it had a support for a few days. But overall, I mean, over the last month, this stock has just been beat down. Part of it comes from where it hit its high and it was coming back down off of that squeeze or the cannabis sector pop or whatever you want to call it. But the other piece of it is that about a month ago, the market decided to crash too. So you had multiple things going against SNDL, and it finally bottomed out at a low of 93 cents per share. And so last week was actually a great opportunity for a swing trade. I know a lot of people commented that they got in at 92 cents or right at $1. And so that was a great week, a great opportunity for that swing trade there. We're still shy of the $2 mark, which we're hoping we can get to this week or next week. But overall, it was a solid week, and it had some good support, and it carried along with the market. So good sign for Sundial growers there. But what to expect this week? So what I'm kind of looking for, I'm looking for a continuation of following the cannabis sector. The markets, we'll see how they play out, but the cannabis sector is going to follow that suit. So if Monday turns into a red day, then you can expect a pullback on these stocks. So I still think we're in that phase where we're going to follow the market for the first couple of days of this week, and then something happens. On the 17th, SNDL actually reports their quarterly earnings. We may see a run-up prior to those earnings on the 17th, or it may show a cool down. I think we'll see a little bit of a run-up and some anticipation. And it's not anticipation for good earnings because, I hate to tell you, but their earnings are not going to be good. They're still not profitable. Their revenues are nothing to shake at. They're trading at a value like 28 times their revenue. So, the earnings themselves are not going to boost this stock price. The only thing that they might report on in that earnings call that will be future growth, right? Future plans, some great guidance going forward. Their plan on how they're going to get profitable or grow their business. We know they've invested in a few other companies, and had some acquisition activities happening, which is good. Maybe we'll get a good boost based on what they say, what the future is, what the plans are there. But I'm not so sure. I think that come the earnings, it's gonna take a beating after earnings are reported when people truly step back and look at the value of this company currently. And where it's trading. So I think there's going to be some opportunity for some good swing opportunities this week going into the 17th. But if you're playing it, trying to get a short-term play on the swing, I would sell out of my position prior to the 17th and see what happens after earnings. There's two ways to look at this stock. It's a short-term opportunity. It is a great swing trade stock because it's so volatile, because it's got great volume and it's got a lot of social attention. So this stock you can make a lot of money on. but you have to be cautious with it. So that's one way to look at it. Short term, swing trade. Don't think about the fundamentals. Don't think about the company because, in the short term, it's not good. The other way is look at it from a long-term perspective. Long-term investment based on future growth of this company as well as the broader cannabis sector. So there are other companies out there that are beyond Sundial that have more potential that, for myself as a long-term investor, I would put more capital into some other ones. In the short term, if you're wanting to make it a long-term position, put a small portion of your portfolio in that because I do think it will grow over time. But I don't think it's not going to become a $20 stock. It's going to follow more or less the cannabis sector as a whole is my opinion, what I kind of see. Hopefully it doesn't fade out. Hopefully you still see that continuation. If we start seeing it trail away from the other cannabis stocks, it's a good sign that some of the flair is dying out. So be cautious of that. When you're watching this stock, watch the other cannabis stocks. If it's not following suit in a bad way, if the other stocks are going up and this one starts going down, it may be a sign that this one's losing some steam and you may need to pull back on your position if it's a short term, or if it's a long term position, just kind of let it ride. But if it continues to follow the cannabis sector, I have some faith in this stock and this company. But right now, I would not put all my eggs in that basket for sure. Don't, look for some other stocks to diversify your portfolio. Even if you want to invest heavily in cannabis sector, there's cannabis ETFs out there. There's cannabis stocks they're bigger like Tilray and Afria, and ACB. There's the US based ones, which I think will see a lot of pop. But just my opinion on Sundial Growers, what I see, had a solid week last week, but so did most of the market. I think going forward, if it continues to follow the cannabis sector and the market recovery, I think there's a good opportunity there. But that's just my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only, all that good stuff. If you did like this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell. Link down below for 2 free stocks from Webull if you're interested in that. And that's all I've got for you today, guys. So until next time, have a great day and God bless.